your what you see, social media, content writing, really need to care about content. 10 places to see before you or a design of that.
गुड मॉर्निंग क्लास। अभी सबसे पहले तो देखिए, अभी मैं सरप्राइज टेस्ट असाइन कर रहा हूँ आप लोगों को। और ये सरप्राइज टेस्ट आप 12 बजे तक सबमिट कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, तो एक तो ये क्लास तो चल ही रही है, उसके साथ साथ आप उधर गूगल क्लासरूम पर इसी टाइम में 12 बजे तक आप सरप्राइज टेस्ट आपको सबमिट करना है। ठीक है, मैं असाइन कर दूं पहले। ये तो है, देखो मिलता है चले यहाँ पे मिलने। सरप्राइज टेस्ट मैंने असाइन कर दिया है। ठीक है, तो जैसे कि लास्ट क्लास में हम लोग ये वीडियो देख रहे थे जहाँ पे पूरा रिवीजन है आपका, तो कुछ टॉपिक अभी रह गए थे। मेरे ख्याल से इस लेक्चर में ये वीडियो पूरा हो जाना चाहिए। ठीक है, यहाँ पर जितने भी टॉपिक अभी तक हम लोग ने पढ़े हैं सब कुछ इस तरह रिवाइज हो जाएगा। ठीक है, तो इसको मैं प्ले कर रहा हूँ, बाकी आप लोग सरप्राइज टेस्ट 12 बजे के पहले तक सबमिट कर दीजिएगा।
ad so that any person who is looking at your ad, he will be, convinced that yes, this is what I was looking for. So social media marketing is an extremely important strategy, where on the different networks, which I've shown around 7 networks, but you can add 2 more networks like Snapchat. You can also add SlideShare. You can also add Reddit also in that. So all of these networks can be used to showcase your brand and increase your brand visibility and grow. So this is a concept of social media marketing. Now coming to the analogy of social media marketing, remember we were discussing about the mangoes. So let's say I bought some mangoes for my kids, and my kids are
Hello, sir.
their friends in the
Hello.
school or on a call. They're telling, see, my father brought so and so mangoes. All right.
Hello, sir.
Amazing. This is happening
Hello,
where
sir.
on phone, that is offline,
Hello.
right? But now here is an interesting thing. So what my kids did is,
वीडियो ऑन करके
one of
कहाँ
my
चले गए सर?
child, they have, when I bought those mangoes from
Hello,
them,
sir. Are you there?
all the mangoos, they were awesome. Now they put the mangoes on a table and they first click some pictures.
ड्रॉप मैसेज ड्रॉप कर आदि भाई
Written hashtag mangoes
सर
forever, hashtag, some kind of hashtags they have given, and they have
ये ड्यू
put
टाइमिंग जो
up the
दिया है
picture
11
on.
AM है ना,
Lot
ये
of
बोलना
their
था।
friends have started asking in the comments what kind of mangoes they are. Very amazing, they look very good. What is this type of mangoes and from where you bought it? Now let's say they are
हेलो 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 हेलो
from where you bought this
सर
mangoes.
सर कहीं चले गए।
I said to them, I bought from so and
वीडियो
so.
ऑन करके
So that
सर ने वीडियो ऑन कर दिया है इनसे क्लास
and people may go there and watch, right? So that's the social media power. See, good thing can also be spread, bad thing also can be spread. So that's why social media marketing is very powerful for a business. If it is a branding, if it is for lead generation, if it is for sales, whatever you can consider, it will be very effective for long-term growth of the company. I hope you understood the concept of social media. Now, moving on to the next topic of our module of our discussion. You see,
हेलो सर
in all of these networks like SEO or PPC or social media, we were talking about just creating some images. We were talking about creating some ads. We were talking about SEO strategy, building an SEO website and then working. Yes. But if you talk about inbound marketing, so what is the idea of inbound marketing is, inbound marketing strategy is attracting users towards your business, okay, with the help of content, with the help of quality content, meaning you are not trying to force something on a person. I'll give you a good example, try to understand it. Let's say if I'm advertising on Google AdWords, my ad will be, let's say, digital marketing course. Someone search, my ad will be learn digital marketing course in 3 months. That's an ad. Then all the details, and if you click, you will go on my landing page. Yes. But see, here I'm trying to disturb you. You're asking for something, I'm showing you my ad. It is a kind of getting in the middle, right? But think about it this way. Let's say I want to build a strategy for a company who are a travel agency, Now, what inbound will do? Let me just explain you. One of the aspects of inbound is content marketing. What does that mean? Is you will use the content to help increase the visibility of your business. So how it is possible? I was giving you the example of travel agency. My client runs a travel agency, and he is a travel, manager and a planner. So he asked me, see, tell me what is the way to increase my business? I want some good results. I said, okay, let's go for content marketing. What does that mean is, I will prepare some excellent quality content. Let us say, for example, I created one content for my client. I said, 10 places you should never miss, or 10 places to see before you die. Yeah, you may have seen this kind of articles, crazy articles on social media, right? So these articles are actually a part of content strategy. So what you will do is, let's say, for example, instead of promoting or paying money for PPC or social media, I want to write content. Now, meaning, let's say my client has holiday packages in, let's say, Shimla and Manali. So I will write one very detailed content guide for Shimla and Manali tourists. One detailed guide. Let's assume that is a extremely detailed guide with every location, every sightseeing location with pictures, what to do, what not to do in so and so location. I have a detailed guide. Will it be very effective? Absolutely. Because when you give content to customer, he will trust you. If you don't provide quality content, they really don't know whether you are an expert or not in that subject. So if you see, for example, who does this idea of content marketing to a next level? I will show you a small example. You will agree with me what I'm talking about. Let us say here a simple example of Amazon Shutterbug. If you are not aware of this website, I'll just take you to the website Amazon Shutterbug. Now, what is the interesting part of this is, as we know that Amazon is an e-commerce website, they don't really need to care about content, right? But if you notice here, there is a website called as Shutterbug, Amazon Shutterbug. Know your camera, 4 videos. Know your lenses, 4 videos. Exposure triangle, 5 videos. Why? Why are they having all this? Why do they have this contest and all that stuff? Why are they promoting this wildlife photography, fashion photography? What is all this? Why they have these events? Why do they have this contest? Now, if you just open this content, you will notice that if I am a beginner, I'm very much interested to know about cameras. All right. So here it is. Know your camera, DSLR basics, a video, raw mode, then a video, image resolution, then another 4 videos, correct? But notice one thing, Amazon is trying to sell you these products. So idea here is not to just teach you, but the idea is you can buy any of this. So the idea is connecting the customer with content along with the product he is interested to buy. So this way, a content strategy is implemented. Same way, I will show you one more small example so you will get a clear understanding of this. Now, not a small, this is a major, this is a giant of inbound. In fact, inbound marketing concept was introduced to the world by HubSpot. HubSpot is a CRM software, very advanced CRM software. So now see here, they have these resources. You know what? HubSpot is available. They will have every content required for any business in the world. That level of content HubSpot has, okay? So they have blog, they have ebooks, they have free courses, they have inbound methodology, every single concept. Now you search for anything, for example, okay? How to increase, how to create a blog. Now, interesting, now see what happens here. How to create a blog, these are all ads, fine, no problem. Google support, fine. Yeah, here it is, website, blogger, Neil Patel. Okay, let me just type here, beginner's guide to blogging. I'm just typing another keyword because I didn't find them on the first position. All right, okay, let's see. Yeah, here it is. See that? blog.hubspot.com. Is there? Okay. Let's say I want to learn, okay, what is content marketing strategy? Okay, this is again about content marketing, but definitely somewhere we will see HubSpot will be there. Okay, it's not there. Yeah, here it is. See how to develop a content strategy. Any topic which you can think about. Okay, it's about digital marketing. It is about business. It is about entrepreneurship. HubSpot will be available with the content for you. In fact, they have such a high quality resources in the form of ebooks and guides. I can tell you, they are extremely valuable resources. So what is the idea here? By providing this valuable content to you, they can generate leads from this content. For example, you want this Instagram for business guide or their ebook, you have to fill a form before you get this ebook. So if you see you want it, okay, great, HubSpot will give you, but please fill these details. Now, logically speaking, are they getting a lead here before even doing anything at all? Yes, they're first getting a lead. After that, they will come back to your with a detailed document and all. So this is great thing about inbound marketing. Inbound marketing will help you to develop a very, very detail oriented strategy where you can able to get a lot of valuable to your customers with the help of your inbound strategy. Now, this graph is actually the inbound methodology. The first one is attract, where you attract the people. Second is you engage them into your business. And third is you delight your customers so they become your promoter. These are the 3 stages of inbound marketing. And attract stage will have ads, video, blogging, social media, content strategy, everything by which you can attract the customer. Engage will be consisting of lead generation, email marketing, lead management, and all the other aspects in the website. And delight is where you will make the customer more and more happy. So content marketing strategy is one of that. Number 2, landing pages. As you just saw one example of landing page. what actually they have did, what HubSpot have did, if you notice very nicely, you see this is all landing pages. Now let's say I just want to find here, yeah, I want to take this 6 blog post template. Okay, there will be a Word document with 6 different type of styles. Now, this is a landing page. Okay, you want it? If you want, yes, but click download. Yeah, fill the form first. So this is a landing page. Like that, if you see, there are hundreds of landing pages on HubSpot. For every topic they want to offer, there will be landing pages. So again, this landing page designing and all has to be done in a proper way, so we can generate the lead from there. Then lead generation, just you saw the example of that box. So one of the biggest outcome of inbound marketing is generating leads. So think about it this way. Let's say I write an ebook, okay, a basic SEO ebook of, let's say, 50 pages. And I kept that book for free in our website, and I'm asking our students just to fill the form, name, email, phone number, you will get this ebook. So you will see a lot of people will fill the form because they want to just study what is that free of cost, right? So that way you can get a cold audience into your list. From there, you can able to do a lot of strategies like email marketing and other options as well. So lead generation, then CRM management, again, how to manage the leads, how to nurture the leads, etc. And that's lead nurturing, again, a part of CRM concept. So I hope you understood the concept of inbound marketing, where inbound marketing is a very detail oriented, where you require a proper content strategy, content development, promotion on different platforms using SEO, using PPC, using social media. In fact, I can tell you one simple point. Inbound marketing is a combination of every digital platform you have studied. All right, every strategy, SEO, PPC, social media, content writing, whatever you can call it as, inbound can be used to connect all of these dots together to build a very powerful marketing strategy for your business. So that is called as inbound marketing. Now, next topic is email marketing. So what is email marketing? As we know, every one of us has an email. Yes, we are having a company email or we have a Gmail ID. So email marketing is a strategy where you promote your business, where you get to new customers, where you convert people with the help of email, with the help of email. If you ask me, sir, is it really going to work today? Email is a very old school. But here is the reality. As per some reports, every $1 you spend on email marketing, you can actually expect up to $43 for $1 you spend. Because you see a lot of, as per a survey, many companies and many individuals, they want an email rather than a call or SMS because they don't want to get disturbed. But email is something where you see an email, you can note down the details and you can respond to them whenever you are free. So you're not disturbing someone via email. But again, spamming is not email marketing. You can't just collect some bunch of thousands of lakhs of emails and send them email that I have a product. That is foolishness. That is not, it's spamming. It's not email marketing. So email marketing is about building a list. You have to get to the customer and you have to ask them to fill your, subscribe to your email newsletter with the help of offering them something valuable. Then once they become your customer, you can send them regular emails as a newsletter. And then as they are coming into your business, they know more about you. Then you can able to, here every now and then in a month or so, you may put one promotional message in that. Like you can join our digital marketing program. So that way, customer will not be, very much unhappy because he's getting some valuable content from you. At the same time, here and there, he's getting some promotional activity as well. So email marketing is one very effective way to reach more and more customer. And one more very important point I want to tell you here, that is, you may build a lot of audience on social media. For example, we have 44,000 plus users on Facebook, 92,000 plus subscribers on our YouTube channel. But what is the problem of this social media? As you grow your channel, as you get more and more people to like you and follow you, unfortunately, it is controlled by the network. So how many people will see your message will be limited, correct? So that's a big problem. The problem here is what happens is you are not able to expand. You're not able to get to all these audiences. But email marketing is so powerful. If I have 1 lakh emails with me and I have a good platform and I send all these mails effectively, now see, out of that, at least 20 to 30% of the people open their mail, which means I am reaching to my right audience. I don't want lakhs of audience also. I want the audience who are really interested, correct? So that way, what I can do is I can able to do resale, I can able to do upsell, I can able to do cross selling, I can do a lot of valuable stuff. If I have email, I can reach to my audience with a click of a button itself. That's why email marketing is still very relevant and very valuable. So some of the email marketing softwares you can use are MailChimp, Aweber, PureSend, GetResponse, and Sendinblue. And there are many more, hundreds of email marketing software. In my personal opinion, out of all this, the one which I have used and which I have really liked for its simplicity as well as it's very cost effective, I like Sendinblue. In fact, personally, I use Sendinblue for our clients also. So I will recommend you for to go for Sendinblue, and in the description I will share a link for Sendinblue. You can, if you are interested, you can buy their email package as well. So I hope you understood the concept. So email marketing is also essential for the digital marketing strategy, because once we get our customers, we have to consistently get in touch with them, consistently provide them some valuable resources so they are in touch with our company and they will know and remember that yes, so and so company is already there who are providing me with some valuable stuff for long term. So this is one of the concept of our digital marketing, one of the strategy of digital marketing. Our next strategy or a module of digital marketing is online reputation management. Now, what is online reputation management? What is the definition of this? See, reputation management is a strategy, is a practice of monitoring the reputation of an individual or a brand. It can be an individual person or it can be a brand, to improve its reputation and remove any negative reference about the brand or individual. In other words, what does people say about you in the market? Is the opinion of people about your company good or bad? Is people talking about you about your company as scam, as fake, as bad? What they are talking about? So in online reputation management, the goal of the company is to make sure that they can eliminate or they can minimize the negative reference of their company and try to put maximum positivity, maximum positive, information about that particular company. So who required this option? See, every individual professional or an actor or an actress or a politician or a business person, they will definitely require online reputation management to maintain their business, their own reputation in the market, right? In the same way, big brands require it. For example, you may are aware of a concept related to a brand owned by Pepsi. The brand name is Kurkure. Someone have spread certain videos on online where they are burning the Kurkure snack and they are saying that this is burning, so it is plastic. Now, here is the point. Recently, what Pepsi have did is to remove all those videos. They have gone through a legal route and they have spent approximately 2 crore rupees. I will share the link in the description also for that Pepsi article. So they spent 2 crore rupees to come out of this problem of this ORM issue, that is their reputation issue of the Kurkure brand. And also you're aware of Maggi noodles. There was a one campaign run regarding the Maggi, that it consists of some harmful chemicals, and according to experts, Maggi have lost millions and millions of dollars of revenue for single day because of those controversies. So that means that a reputation of a brand is very important. Now imagine, as a digital audience, you yourself, if someone say that to you that this company is fraud, this company is bad, you tell me, are you going to buy a product from that company if there are any negative reference or negative reviews about the company? No. So that means that a reputation of a company, it can be on different levels, different areas, which we will focus in online reputation management. The first area is search engines, where we don't want any kind of negative website, any kind of negative reference to our brand or an individual. So that we have to avoid, we have to remove. For example, if you are aware, there was a recent, not recent, a few years back, there was a controversy related to this online reputation management. What was the controversy was, when someone was typing Hillary Clinton, they were getting all positive results. Someone was typing Donald Trump, they were getting negative results. Now, Google have said that this is fake news and all, that is fine. But generally what happens, there is a perception can be formed from search engine. If you type a person name and you see that person name as negative, you feel, yeah, this is waste company or this is a waste person. So that's why search engines also has to be maintained with reputation management process. So that is an ORM process. Then review websites. There are plenty of websites where people share their feedback, right? So in Amazon, you see you buy products based on review. In fact, yesterday itself, I bought some product, right, from Amazon. Whenever I buy product from Amazon, I will not look for 5-star rating. I will look for maximum number of ratings between the range of 4 to 4.5 is enough, because you know that if there are plenty of reviews for a product and they are all verified reviews and you have a range of 4 to 4.5, it's okay. I will not buy from a product because it has 2 5-star ratings and the rating of that is 5 out of 5. No, you may buy from a company, you may buy a product which has 10,000 reviews, but the range of that reviews is 4.2, 4.5. You will buy, because you don't want to really buy a 5-star rated product because it just have 2 reviews. So you will look for the quality, you look for the number of people who are talking about it. Based on that, you can form an opinion about the product. Again, then you will work on social media. Again, reputation is very, very crucial on social media. Someone are talking bad about your company, someone are talking bad about your celebrity for whom you are managing the branding and all the online business. So in that case, you have to focus on social media as well. And also complaint website. So there is a ton of complaint website where customer can write their negative comments and negative problems about your brand or a company. So you have to manage that reputation. Now, one very important point of topic here. Remember, online reputation management is a process where big companies will implement from the day one itself. Every day they are going to monitor their branding and value, so that no one, if anyone is dissatisfied, they want to, exactly speak with that customer and try to, convert him into a positive customer, a positive feedback. When most of the time ORM is implemented is when someone have faced a very big problem. Most of the time when we get clients, they come up after they have faced the problem. They say, someone wrote 100 bad reviews and complaints about our brand. Can you help us? Again, it depends on the company. If it is good company, but some of the competitors have written it, or some of the very much angry customer have written it, then I have to see what kind of strategy we can use to minimize the damage. You cannot remove it completely. Remember, online reputation management is something where you are not trying to remove everything. You're trying to manage the perception. You're trying to balance the perception so that there will be good customers, there will be bad customers, right? So you have to consider that whoever have written bad, you try to balance it with the people who have written good about your company. So that way, balancing you can do with the help of online reputation management. And moving on to the next module of our discussion. Probably this is the last digital marketing module you need to understand. It is called as Google Analytics. You see, we have did so many marketing strategies. We have used Google AdWords, we have used SEO, we have used social media. Again, in social media, 7 networks, right? Again, in paid ads, there are around 10 different types of campaigns. Again, in social media, we have paid advertising, non-paid advertising, then inbound marketing. Again, you have email marketing. So many ways are there where you can promote your business. But are you measuring it? Are you measuring from where you are getting this traffic from? Are you measuring what is happening when the person comes to your website? How much time do they spend in your website? Now, all of this stuff, either it is your website or either it is your app or either both, all this analytic data is analyzed in a very, very professional tool, which is free of cost, provided by Google, called as Google Analytics. So some of the feature of Google Analytics, real-time analysis. You can see exactly how many people are online now and from where and what they are doing. You can see audience data. You can see who are the audience, what is their details, what time they are spending, what browser they are using, what location they are coming from. That is geographic location. Then traffic analysis to know from where are we getting this traffic. Is it from SEO? Is it from PPC? Is it from social media? Every single detail you can able to know from every single platform you can analyze with the help of analytics. And then you can also see what is happening. Are people filling the form? Are people buying your product? So what is the conversions of your product? And finally, you can also do, if it is an e-commerce website, you can do revenue analysis also. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a free account, an example account, which is provided by Google itself for free. Just type Google Analytics demo, and you will be able to see a live account of Google Analytics practical. Just click here, access demo account, and you can see one of the website. This is a website which you are seeing analytics right now. It is shop.google merchandise store. This is actually a Google store itself. It's a real store, all right? It's a real company. It's a real store which is owned by Google. So this is a website, shop.googlemerchandisestore.com. So when you see this website, it's an e-commerce website of Google itself, where they sell their own brand products, Google products only, nothing else. All right, now if you notice, yeah, see this one. Now it's an e-commerce website, which is mostly these products are bought by Googlers only, mostly Googlers, okay? So this is the actual website. And here is what you are actually seeing the data for. Now, if you notice here, right now, I want to see how many people are online. So just go to overview report and you notice here, right now I'm online, right? I'm seeing this. Now notice here, number of people online are 31 right now. From where they are online, what they are browsing, what is the locations. So you can see real-time data. You will see I'm somewhere from here, we are one of them. So mostly from US. And if you see, you want to find out more about your audience. You want to see their from where they are browsing, geographic report. So let's say location, and I want to see the data of last 1 month. So I want to find out last 30 days, from what countries users are visiting Google website, the website which I have shown. Now see this one. This is the information. Now how many sales happening? Now if you notice one thing very, very interesting here, from USA, there are 21,000 visitors in last 30 days. From India, 4,000. From Canada, 3,000. But here is an interesting point. They are actually 1943 transactions, and total revenue Google have got from US alone is $141,000. Wow, amazing. And if you see India, no one has purchased from India. Mostly this Indian traffic is maybe you and I, general people who are browsing the website, plus some of the Indian Googlers will be there, but no sales. But if you see Canada, $3,000 in last 30 days, from UK, $340, Spain, $0, from Japan, from Taiwan, this is all the revenues they have getting. So Google Analytics is one master tool which can provide you complete details about what is happening in your website, how are you getting the traffic, what are the sources of traffic, is it SEO? See, yeah, it's direct, because I said this site is mostly used by Google internal team. So most of the traffic is from direct, then paid search, then display, then affiliate, then other. Organic search is very, very low, and referral. So maximum number of people, if you see, are coming from direct, because Googlers, they directly go to this website and they actually buy whatever they want, because they get coupons and all that stuff. So this is mostly for a Googler internal team only. This particular products are most popular, and they will buy from this particular store itself. So this is the concept of Google Analytics. There are plenty of certifications to prove that you have the skill of each and every topic you have learned in digital marketing. Now, in our premium program, which is a 90-hour program, where a person who does our program can able to also write all of these certifications, like Google Ads certifications, we have 6, then Analytics, then HubSpot, then SEMrush, and Facebook. But only Facebook Blueprint is a paid one. You may ask a question, what is the purpose of this certification, sir? The purpose is, once you master the digital marketing, once you get the skill set, then you can move forward and you can go to an interview, and very proudly you can tell to the interviewer that I have so many certifications. What is the meaning of that? It shows that you have a skill set, because possibility you may have did fake certification, but when you answer the question, when you can't answer the question, interviewer will know that your fake certifications are there. But when you answer the questions right, then interviewer will know that, yes, this guy really has the knowledge. And more than this concept, it's important that when you have the certifications, you can able to get some very good freelance projects, because certain places, what is important is your skill set, plus also you should prove that you have that particular skill set. Apart from this skill set, in our premium program, we also have a web training certification also for the students who offer our digital course, our online course, or our video course. For them, we also provide we conduct an exam, and also we provide a web training academy certificate. So you can definitely do all the certifications, will be very helpful for your career point of view. Now, moving to a very, very about careers. You know, a lot of people ask the question, if you're a fresher, if you're seeing this video for the first time you're learning about digital marketing, you will ask at the end, sir, what is the career opportunities? What do I really get from this entire concept? Yeah. So first thing is you can get started in the field of digital marketing by starting in an entry level job. If you already have knowledge, if you already have say experience in sales, or you are experienced in marketing, etc., then you can go for an experience level job also with the help of digital marketing as an additional tool. So what is the information? What is the basic salary? What is the minimum requirement? Who hired this digital marketers, and what are the options? So very basic way. Qualification point of view, it is compulsory to have at least graduation. If you want to work for a medium to large company, its minimum requirement is graduation. Some companies also have at least 50% or 60% should be the passing marks in your graduation. It can be BCom, it can be BTech, it can be BE, it can be any qualification, any field also. You can be mechanical, you can be civil, you can be computer science, doesn't matter. Because remember, the topics which we study in academic and the actual work which we do in real time will be completely different. So most of the companies are hiring freshers, and they require the graduation. Reason for that is because most of the graduates will have, the communication skill, which most of the companies want, the basic communication skill. That's why companies which are medium or large scale, the minimum requirement is graduation, or even some people accept your diploma also. Now, many times, a lot of students ask me in our comment section also that, sir, I'm 10+2, I don't have graduation. Is there any chance for me? To be very honest with you, 10+2, there is a chance. It's not like you are completely, helpless. There is a chance. But the problem is struggle will be more. You see, when you only have a 10+2 equivalent of 10+2, that is intermediate, what happens is if you want to get to big companies, you need a lot of experience. So when you get started, you will be able to hire by small agencies, who are 1 or 2, maybe 3-4 members or 10 members, 20, small team. Well, even they are like a startup stage, so they don't really want to hire a lot of very highly educated person and pay a lot of money. They want to hire someone who has very good technical knowledge, but he may not have an education what is required for this field, maybe a graduation or something. So you have a chance. Now I will tell you, I have seen a lot of people who are 10+2, but because they have that enthusiasm and learning, they have that talent of getting the subject, and they've started very low. They started, in fact, I know some people who just started working for free, okay, because they know that they want to get that subject, they want to understand the subject. So they started with some company as an intern for 3 months free of cost. They work for the company, and once they started getting the knowledge, they were able to develop their skill set, and they are able to grow a lot in their life. So point is, 10+2 is a barrier for getting into big companies. You can't get it, to be honest with you, until you don't have experience. Okay, in fact, some big companies don't even hire, even if you get experience, they don't hire without graduation. So that is the aspect you have to consider. Qualification is required here, the minimum graduation. And see, no one will bother about your group, whether it is CSE, it's a BPC, it's MPSC, math, physics, science, whatever. No one will bother. It's more they are bothered about your technical ability, your technical skill set. Coming to the salary, and what is the salary of digital marketing in Hyderabad? I'm telling you the truth. I don't want to, just show you some amazing number like 50,000, 1 lakh, so that you get, oh, amazing, I'm very much interested in joining your course. No, I will tell you the reality. Okay, so in India-based agency, generally for a fresher, average, I'm talking about a normal digital, not with very highly skillful person, normal digital marketer with basic communication skill, you can expect 10,000. Now, I have seen some freshers also able to get even 20,000, 25,000 also. Now, but the aspect was they applied for an MNC company, an Indian agency, even they have multiple, locations all over the world, or